Hello everyone, how's it going? Elliot here again. In today's video, we are going to be checking out the Retro Max. Now you might be wondering what is going on with the side of the backdrop. Well, I usually film over there, but we've just got back from being in Play Expo Manchester and we haven't set the lounge back up to how it was. So please bear with me. Fortunately, most of the video is going to be shot from this lovely overhead camera here, so you won't have to worry about that. Basically, the Retro Max is what I assume is the RetroMini, but bigger. It looks a lot like that. I saw this on AliExpress and I paid a whopping £12 for it, which is a very, very low price. The RetroMini, when it first came out, was like $45, which is one of its biggest sort of cons, if you will. Everybody was quite satisfied by the RetroMini, but for $45, it definitely wasn't standing up to that sort of price range worth of emulation, if that makes sense. So yeah, Retro Max, is it going to be better? Is it not? Let's take a look. So as I said, £12 is about $15. The box is very, very simple. It's by our friends over at Datafrog. I picked this up off of AliExpress, but I'll see if I can find an eBay link and pop it in the description. Built-in 181 games. That's never usually a good sign. The one thing that really got me interested in this is this here screenshot, which looks to me, I don't know about you, like one of these little bad boys, a micro SD card. So yeah, hopefully it's going to take a micro SD card and we'll be laughing. And it will actually emulate some proper Game Boy games, hopefully, fingers crossed. Like the Retro Mini, but obviously, hopefully bigger and cheaper. Handheld game console. It comes with one pieces of game console, an AV cable, a charging cable, built-in 181 games, compact designs. Fantastic. Right, it's in this sort of mint green eggshell looking box, which is quite nice. If we open it up, got a screenshot of Super Mario NES on the front there. Take it out, and that's our lot there. And here it is. So it's in the normal sort of plastic sandwich bag we're used to seeing from Chinese companies. We'll set that to the side. Package includes game console, battery, charging cable, and user manual. So it obviously doesn't come with an AV cable, despite saying one AV cable, so that's always good. The micro USB feels pretty high quality, actually. It's probably not, but immediately it feels pretty high quality. Specification, 3-inch screen, no built-in games. Built-in 181 games, lovely. Game card is free gift only. Right, so game card, that's immediately sort of making me ask some questions. So here we go, look, please make sure the game card was put into the game slot. So you can actually see a micro SD card here. Okay, well it looks pretty self-explanatory. So here it is, the Retro Max. Let's go ahead and take off that nasty screen protector, which comes super scratched up, and our screen underneath is looking pretty good. So there was two different colors on this. As with the original Retro Mini, there was a smoky black color and a clear color. I have obviously opted for the bright pink one. And yeah, okay, immediately the L and R buttons feel far, far better. I'll play a little bit of the clip of the original Retro Mini L and R buttons. I don't have it here to compare it to, but one of the problems with it is that they were super, super nubby, and these ones are actually nice big sort of trigger buttons with a nice little curve on them for ultimate ergonomicness. We have a micro USB charger at the bottom. We have a quality control past sticker, and also I imagine the warranty sticker, which would be voided if you removed it. Let's see. Yes, it's one of those lovely ones which leaves a mark to say you're not getting your money back. We've got an on and off switch on the side. We've got a sticker on the back saying Datafrog, made in China, model Retro Max, and nothing else. Not even an AV port. Oh, hang on. What's under here, you wonder? I wonder too. It's an AV port. How odd. Not sure why that's under a sticker. Maybe it just doesn't work, hence why they didn't include the cable. But it's interesting because they do actually have the component in there for that to work. Inside we have a Nokia battery. This is your generic Nokia clone battery. I wouldn't expect anything different, but they're good because if this doesn't actually suck, then it means you can obviously pick up loads of them for quite cheap and then have ultimate endless gameplay. On the front, we have a very protruded D-pad, which feels pretty good. I mean, you've definitely got a certain direction. It's not the best, not the worst. Start and select are membranes, which is nice. A lot of those start and select you see are micro switched and they're very clicky and awful. Reset is also membrane and again, feels quite nice. A, B, X, Y all feel pretty good. So there's a couple of other things as well. We've got the volume wheel on the side, which is actually a wheel. And obviously they watched my last video because I said that the wheel in the RetroMini was super sticking out. But this one is lovely and sort of recessed, but just sticks out enough that when you rub your finger against the smooth plastic, it moves the dial. And then on the other side, what is that? Could it be a micro SD card? Is it a micro SD card though? It's some, whatever it is, some super unbranded thing. Here's a micro SD card for comparison. It looks very similar. Oh my goodness me, could this be an £11 new second gen RetroMini with better emulation? But before we check out if it runs that one, let's see what's on this built-in games but no built-in games. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing I can immediately see is it's a bunch of NES games. Let's quickly play a little bit of Super Mario Bros. 3. The music's a little bit slow. Oh god, that is very, very slow. That is very, very slow. Oh no. The screen quality though, screen's quite nice. Screen is actually a very, very nice quality. If I can show you there, doesn't look too bad at all. Okay, here we go, a little bit of Double Dragon. Oh. I mean, I'm not a well, like, educated Double Dragon player, so you'll have to let me know. Is the speed of this right? If it's anything like Super Mario Bros, then the answer is no. But what I want to know is, does it play ROMs? So this has some Game Boy games on it and probably some SNES games on it because we have got some triggers here. So let's go ahead and see. We're going to push it in. In fact, what we should do is see if it turns on with anything and does anything without it plugged in. No. Okay, well that's not a good start. That is not a good start at all. Let's plug this in and turn it on. On it goes. Nothing's happening. Uh-oh. Absolutely nothing. Okay, what I suggest we do is plug this into my laptop and see if there's obviously some sort of an operating system on here, which maybe we can just load some Game Boy games or something, or maybe even just try loading some other NES games on and see if it can run ROMs. Before we plug the micro SD card in, let's see what happens when we plug the console in. Let's see if it's recognized as a device with an opportunity to expand its storage or whatever. So I've just plugged it in. We've got a little charging light going on. Well, the simple answer is absolutely nothing. This thing is not recognized as any sort of expandable media storage or removable storage or anything that we can do anything with, other than the fact that it's just taking some power from the charging cable. What I have with me is a SD card reader, micro SD card reader or a multi-reader, whatever you want to call it. Let's plug that in. There's nothing. Again, I've plugged it in and nothing's showing up. Just by comparison, let me actually plug in a micro SD card into this reader. There we go. It immediately just opens it up, and as you can see, there's the files for the ROMs. And if I remove this one again and plug this one back in, not a single thing happens. So in summary, this thing is just one of the millions of multi-NES loaded game playing devices out there on the market. Is it better than any of the others? Not really. Why does it have L and R buttons? I don't know. Going through this thing, there's no games on here that could use it. If I have a look at Pocket Monsters, which is a Game Boy game, obviously the Japanese one, it's just the ROM hack, which is a Tiny Toons NES thing. So yeah, there's no reason for it to really have L and R buttons, to be honest with you. There's nothing on here. £11, not well spent. This thing had so much potential. I guess it wasn't really lying. It does come with an SD card, so the pictures weren't exactly lying. But It doesn't emulate anything. It's not a RetroMini. It's not it's not a Max RetroMini. It's just another crappy NES handheld. Does anybody want to buy it?